everyone, and welcome back to my channel. You probably can tell by the title, I am afraid for this video already. Honestly, I've been thinking about doing this for several months right now, but every single time I would just talk myself out of it and be like, we don't need to do this, we can just not do this. But it's time to do this. I know it's time to do this. It's only for the best, and at the same time it just feels like the most painful thing to do. And to be honest, I mean, I'm gonna be cutting more plants in this video, but specifically the most painful ones are gonna be my beautiful Monstera Aurea and Hoya Svetlana. These are one of the most prized possessed plants, and they have been in my collection for over a year right now. My Hoya Svetlana I received as a surprise from my friend Gerda, and it was, I think, last year's January, so it's been in my home for 1 year and 3 months, give it or take. And I mean, it's beautiful. We had a rough ride with it. We had a little bit of a root rot, we had thrips infestation, we had spider mites infestation, but at the end of everything we still came out stronger than ever. And you can see this beautiful leaf it gave me. It finally starts to look like that beautiful shape that I fell in love, almost like a heart shape, like from the other side. Leaf that just Hoya Svetlana is very popular about, and also those veins on the leaves. So beautiful and fabulous, and just such a beautiful plant. The only thing is that the middle node between these two is actually naked, empty, there's nothing. This one also isn't looking too best, so you know what, I think we need to restart it and do something that I was afraid to do as well with my Hindrope, the variegated one, and also my variegated Hoya Bella. So what I did, I actually propagated it and then later on planted it together with the mama plant, and now I have a beautiful bushy pot full of my favorite Hoya. So I think I need to do the same thing right here. It's gonna be so incredibly painful, but I'm ready for this. I've been preparing myself mentally. It also has a bunch of beautiful aerial roots, but you probably better can see right now, right? So this is exactly what I'm gonna be doing with this Hoya, and honestly I think I wanna cut not too much, only till here. We're still gonna have that like main plant over here, only this leaf is gonna be cut off, and this specific vine has 1, 2 and 3 growth points slash nodes, so possible growth points, so we'll play with that later on. Also, what I want to go through today, I actually have this beautiful ficus ginseng. Yeah, so this like that beautiful bonsai looking tree that actually my fiance got as a present when he was leaving his previous workplace, and honestly I'm so surprised I managed to keep it alive. I mean, it's a special plant, but also I never was able to grow bonsai trees before, so this is my first, and I'm so glad it's this one because my fiance trusted me with this one. So as you can tell, it's going a bit wild, so I want to go ahead and prune it a bit and once again give it that beautiful bonsai shape back on. I honestly probably will need to repot it very soon because it's never been repotted. It's still in the pot we received it in, so we need to do that. I mean, this one isn't painful. I already propagated it before, and I have a bunch of cuttings actually ready to go. They're beautifully, look, there are roots, there are a lot of roots, so they're ready to go, but we're just gonna add to that bunch today. Also, I have a beautiful philodendron verrucosum that once again been through so much. This greenhouse that you can see right here was actually infested several times by thrips and spider mites, so it wasn't a fun one. I actually bought it just to have it like a little sanctuary for my plants, to keep them safe from all of the negative energy slash pests from my collection, but it turns out that was like the most infested place in my whole collection. Funny enough, right? Funny enough. But anywho, this is the plant that actually do not fit in my greenhouse anymore. You can see how wild it's looking. So what I want to do, I want to prop it. It have so many aerial roots, so it shouldn't be difficult, hopefully. So I want to go ahead and prop it and see what happens. As you can tell, it isn't the happiest plant ever. The leaves aren't very big, so I want to go ahead and play with it and see, maybe we'll make it a little bit happy. I mean, I am happy at least it has leaves from all of the shizzle it have been through. So, and lastly, it pains me just to think about cutting this plant. This is my beautiful Monstera Aurea that I have been growing also for a year. I unboxed it from Urash, actually, one of my friends, plenty of friends that I met online. But yeah, this is a plant that I received in 2022 in December. So he's been in my home for almost 1.5 years, and it's actually still half. I mean, this leaf is on the way out, but this is like the main leaf that I received it with. It was one singular node cutting, and it actually was growing like a beast. It was such a fun ride with this one. It never disappointed. It was actually so easy to grow, but there is one big but, and I'm not talking about mine. Sorry. If you will take a close look, you will notice that every other leaf on this plant is actually not variegated. So there are so many beautiful variegated. I have one half moon leaf right here. Oh, look at this thing. It's so beautiful, right? But the other side of these leaves are all non-variegated. So I actually heard from social medias, also you guys left me know in the comments that you have some of the plants that like to play this little game by giving only every other leaf variegated. The other side of the plant is non-variegated, and I want to avoid that. It's not that fun. I mean, it would be so much more fun to have every single leaf variegated, but right now it's just like a little game. You know, I'm waiting for a green one, and then I'm gonna have the fun one, then once again a green one, and then once again a fun one. So we need to stop that, you know. So I want to go ahead, cut it, and start over. I'm curious, honestly, I'm really curious about the ones, like the cuttings that I'm gonna make that on the leaf, they do not have a single speckle of variegation, but the node itself actually does have a variegation. So who knows, maybe that will be a fun experiment, and from these nodes I will receive some more variegated Monstera Aureas. Wouldn't that be fun? So I want to go ahead, cut at least like 5, I think, maybe cuttings from it. I won't be cutting it all the way down because I actually been putting these aerial roots that you can see here on the bottom back into the pot, so they're deeply rooted in there, and just don't want to disturb this whole like pot with those beautiful roots, even though we need to repot it pretty soon because the bottom is getting crazy over there, right? But we'll get into that later on. So first off, probably let's start from the easy ones, and then we'll go into the tough one because I need some time. Okay? So I have several dishes. Some of them are already filled with water. This one I have water. What was that? Water. Water. How British say water, right? So I'm sorry. I apologize. This one isn't. I forgot to add the water in this one, but we will do so. Okay, we have some dishes already prepared. We have these cuttings that I'm gonna be putting the other cuttings of this ficus in here as well. And we have clean, disinfected scissors. It's showtime, guys. It's showtime. Enough mumbling. Let's go to plan the business. Oh my gosh. Actually, oh my gosh, I forgot the name. Actually, lately I've noticed a couple more than one commenters commenting like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready for plenty business. And I'm every single time like, heck yeah, let's do this. So it's another plenty business video. Let's do this. Okay, so as you can tell, let me show you a little bit up close. This tree is beautiful. It's happy. I mean, it's actually getting the plastic pot is getting a little bit out of shape. So I want to believe that in like underneath that soil, those roots are going wild. Even though from the bottom nothing is coming out, but the soil mix in here isn't the best. It's almost like coconut coir. So I really need to repot it, but a little further in the future. We have lots going on, you know that. So today we're just going to be cutting all of those branches that just do not like very bonsai-ish, and we're going to propagate them and later on maybe use them. I just flippin' broke a baby leaf. Why I have to be so clumsy? Why? Okay, so just want to go ahead and start flipping cutting. Like so. I'm also gonna cut a couple bottom leaves because since it's gonna be standing in the water, they're gonna just simply rot off. So I'm just plopping them in there. By the way, this ficus was actually attacked by spider mites as well. So, I mean, my whole collection was going through this, you know? During this winter, it actually was pretty tough winter for all of my plants. So I'm actually happy to give them a little bit of a freshen up, little spa day, little haircut. Before that, I actually was so afraid to propagate my plants. It was always so painful to cut them because, you know, I already would appreciate the way they look and all of the work they put in to look so fabulous and bushy. But lately I was like, it's only for the best. It's only for the best. Just like with our haircuts, if we want to have beautiful, fresh hair, we need to go ahead and cut them once in a while. I use the same policy for my plants. You know what? It's never been easier to own plants. Gosh, even though these leaves are so beautiful. I'm sorry if the view for you guys isn't the best. We actually, after awesome several spring-like days with very high temperatures, like 25 or so, which is almost like summer temperatures here, once again had a very flippin' cold night, below zero, like with freezing temperatures, so the nature over here are playing games. It's okay, it's alright. Okay. Bam. Actually, this ficus is leaking the white sap that is not the best for anyone, so I'm just trying to be a bit more cautious. But all in all, I feel like we can work with that as is. I think I won't need to cut it anymore. Still have many beautiful growth points that are active right now, and it seems more compact and beautiful. So, oh, I wish everything was that easy. My goodness. Oh my goodness. It feels like I just trimmed some guy's beard. Doesn't it? It looks fabulous right now. Alright, one plant out of the way. The other one that I'm not afraid to cut is this Vercosum, because once again it looks wonky. It's not its best era right now, so I want to go ahead and give him that. So let's go for it. I'm gonna put this one so you can see. Good. Okay. Once again, I'm gonna be cutting singular note cuttings. Gosh, this stem is just shooting. Beautiful roots, just look at that. It's wild. Look at those roots. Wow, almost looks like a spider. Honestly, I would not simply just put them in the water. I would go ahead and dip them in my rooting hormone that I showed you in my previous video, actually. But after filming that previous video, I flippin' put it somewhere. And I have no flippin' clue where the heck is it. So, another David Svetlana. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're working as, you know, with what we have, which is nothing at this point. I still cannot find my pruners. I'm working with my kitchen scissors that are disinfected, so don't do as I show, just do as I say. Is that the saying? My dear darling. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the upcoming plant, so I hope it's upcoming. I still didn't see any notifications or anything about it, but I hope one is coming because I have so many plant cuttings at this point. I mean, who wouldn't want a nice, lovely Vercosum cutting? Like, come on. Let's not lie to ourselves. Look at this. Oh, so beautiful. Actually, it would be nice probably to sell some and make some money, but also I get really attached to my plants. I'm not sure if I would be able to do it. Just being completely honest with you guys. Okay, the last one. Oh, look at that leaf. Look at that leaf. Yeah, okay, we have 5 cuttings of beautiful philodendron Vercosum. All going wild. These cuttings I actually think I'm gonna be putting into the greenhouse, so back out there, because they get crispy really soon if you just leave them in your room conditions. They do not love that, so unfortunately I would love to have it in my room. Okay, this one looks sad right now, but it's gonna be okay. So just like the mama leaf, I left one leaf for it to do the photosynthesis and all of that. It also have a pretty decent amount of fruits in that dish, so it should be okay. It should be alright. Don't worry about it. Let's worry about this, guys, because I am worrying about this, guys. It's time. I know I'm a little bit dramatic. I am aware of that. I always been. But when I am attached to something, it just cannot rip it out of my hands. I'm just gonna be holding tight into it. So first off, let me just cut it right here. It's always better to not overthink and go for it. It's way easier than just to sit there and cry, you know? So, here is how the mama plant looks like right now. Still beautiful. I still love it. You're still fabulous. You're still fabulous. This one is also leaking the sap, so stay cautious if you're cutting your Hoyas. And right now is the interesting game we have on our hands. So once again, I have 3 notes over here. So we have one empty note right here. And we have this beautiful note with this beautiful leaf and a baby leaf that most probably will fall off because of the stress I gave it right now. And then we have a very top note that is also not active yet. So I think for funsies I'm gonna cut off those naked notes and put in my naked note jar. Let me show you it. Okay, so I have this prop station that actually was supposed to grow the seeds that I received from, I think, Natalia, but none of them actually started to grow. So guys, whenever I see something black, I always think it's a trap. Oh my gosh, I'm so flippin' afraid of those flippin' bastards. But anywho, I have a couple naked notes in here that actually started to grow for me. So for example, you can see little tiny leaf. Can you see it? Little tiny baby leaf in there. In here I actually have 2 separate Hoyas. One of them is Hoya Lemonade, the variegated one that actually grew this beautiful leaf in this box. And another one, oh my gosh, what is the other one? Maybe Wilbur Graves or something like that. So it's like my empty note propagation station. So you know what, I think we'll add to the collection and add a couple notes of my Hoya Svetlana. This freaks me out. I mean, they do have potential because look at all those roots on this thing. See? Oh my gosh, it's so rooty. I love it. Okay. I'm just gonna plop it on the very top of the soil, like so, and hope for the best. Keep my fingers crossed. The very same thing I'm gonna be doing with that one. I'm placing them in the middle in between those notes. Probably should add a label. And I'm just trying to maneuver these aerial roots into the soil so it will be easier for them to find the way. And that's it. We'll leave them be. I actually water this like every other week with little bit of water mixed together with some warm poops. Forgot how to say it nicely, so let's just put it the way it is. Warm poops. Oh, fertilizer in the other way. Right, fertilizer. How much of this time I was not talking into the mic? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the quality of the audio might be... You know what? No. I'm just noticing my mic started to play games with me, and it's not the best time to do it, because I'm flipping broke at this moment. I'm on the flipping saving modes right now. To buy a new mic is not an option. Anyway, back to plenty business. I do apologize. I just keep on mumbling when I'm annoyed. Anywho, we have this beautiful cutting that is left. One singular note, one singular leaf. I'm gonna plop it over here, and actually it's gonna be a little bit of experiment because I wanna see how Hoya Svetlana will do in simple room conditions. This one will go back into that prop greenhouse out there, but I have a little suspicion that that greenhouse still might have some pests, which are thrips and spider mites, and I just wanna avoid that, you know, so keep that completely safe and see how that one goes, and you know, all of that. So my goodness, that almost could end tragically. Yeah, I'm gonna fill it in a little bit more, but just make sure that the whole note won't be like covered in the water, just below the leaf. That should be good for that one. Okay guys, and we came into the grand final, the one that actually is gonna be the most painful for me to cut. But we gotta do it. We just gotta do it. Sometimes you just gotta do it. You know, the most annoying part is that, for example, that half moon that I had, right? It was, I mean, it is so cute and gorgeous. It is almost the newest leaf. Right here on top is the newest leaf. And honestly, this one on the very top, the newest leaf, has a little speckles of variegation. So it might be like the end of that, you know, every other leaf not variegated era. But at the same time, I don't want to risk it for the biscuit, especially since it's getting a little bit out of control and a little bit big. So We're gonna redo it, and later on I think I'm just gonna plant some babies together with the mama plant and have one bushy pot of Monstera Aurea. Wouldn't that look fabulous? Just imagine, not one singular plant, but a bush. Oh, I love bushes. Okay, so just like so, we'll go ahead and do it. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I did this. Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Of course you are. Of course you are. Okay, listen, panic. So this is gonna be the top cutting with that beautiful half moon leaf, and as I said, this one is still pretty fresh leaf. It's actually not the best that I'm propagating it right now at this moment, but at the same time we're gonna risk it. Look at this. Can you see little speckles of variegation? I'm not sure if you can, but how glossy is that? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna put that one. It's actually a couple notes cutting since it has a couple leaves, right? But the top one is actually still pretty fresh and still pretty baby, so I just did not want it to risk it. So I'm gonna have one like so. Please hold on. Okay, and from now on I'm gonna be cutting singular note cuttings, and let me show you how. Guys, they're actually pretty woody. Okay, another one. This one is actually completely green. Just look at it. Completely, you would look from the first side that this is just a simple Monstera deliciosa cutting, right? But if you would look close into the note, you can see a little bit of variegation right there. So, I actually, when I'm propagating my, for example, Monsteras, right? I love to cut very, very below the notes. So the top won't have a lot of the space, right? But the below space will have a little bit of more length, so it will have more places for the roots to grow. For example, there's a second aerial root on this cutting, which right now, as I'm thinking, won't be ideal to put in this dish. Be very careful by bending these, they can break really, really easily. Okay, I just leave it as this. Oh guys, this looks beautiful, almost like a bouquet. Like a bouquet. Okay, let's do again. Let's do that again. Okay, we're doing this. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one actually also has double roots. Lovely. This leaf, oh, this leaf is fabulous. This should be a very beautiful plant later on. Okay, what do we have? Put you right here. At this right moment, this is what we have left from the, oh my gosh, it's so painful. This is what we have from the mama leaf, and right now I have a little bit of dilemma because this note I still can cut, right? But the other one actually has this aerial root that goes all the way to the bottom over there, so it wouldn't be the smartest of me to cut it and rip it off from that swell. So right now I want to think, now since the very top leaf is actually green, I definitely gonna cut that note and see what happens. Maybe some magic will happen. Once again, I'm gonna show you the note. Even the leaf petal has some variegation, but just simply leaf itself doesn't, which is really odd when you think about it. Like, look at this note. It's definitely a variegated one. Can you see? But the leaf? What variegation? Never heard of it. Playing games, huh? Look where you ended up. Don't play games with me. Okay, and I think this is how I'm gonna be leaving my mama plant. It still have those beautiful 4 leaves. I know. This one very top is actually not the greatest looking one. You know what? I think I'm gonna cut off that main leaf that actually I was so excited it was holding on to for so long, because it was always a reminder of that beautiful journey that we had with this Aurea. This was my first ever Aurea plant. I mean, combined together with some like Syngonium Aurea and what have you. I forgot the other ones, let's not talk about it. Anyway, but I think I'm gonna cut it. Not that easy for it to fit on that shelf anymore, so we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. It's been a nice ride, but it's time to say goodbye. Remember this awesome warrior? This was actually the one that I was so excited to check on every single day. Oh guys, the bottom of the leaf even started to be so woody. You can see how brown it is. Oh gosh, it was always so fun to go ahead to check on the roots. This plant was growing like a beast. I mean, it still is growing like a beast. It's so fast in comparison with simple Monstera porciggiana albo. It's like twice faster, like healthier and easier to take care of, hands down. I mean, if you love yellow variegation and you still don't have a Monstera Aurea, I'm like, what you doing? What are you doing? What's wrong with you? And yes, this is the mama plant that we're left with. It still has that one, I mean, this one has a little bit of variegation right here, but this one is non-variegated leaf, right? But who knows, maybe from now on, since I cut it, it will go ahead and surprise me and start grow those beautiful variegated leaves over and over again. And this is the base of the cuttings that I have right now. Oh, that looks fabulous actually. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cuttings in here. 2 of them are variegated, others are not variegated. The nodes are, the leaves aren't. So this is going to be such a fun game to see what the heck is going to happen with them, because I don't know, to be honest. I flippin' have no clue how that will go. So I'm actually excited to share with you all of these experiments and see what will happen, so you don't have to go ahead and, you know, risk your plants. I got you. I'm gonna take this crazy wild ride and I'm gonna see what happens, and of course I'm gonna report. Oh gosh, okay, I probably should stop. Anywho, yeah, this is probably where I'm gonna leave you guys. Once again, it would be ideal for me to find my rooting hormone, so after filming this video, I think I'm still gonna go ahead and look for some. Maybe I'll find that little tiny bottle. I mean, it's very little, so that's why it's so difficult to find, but anyhow. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this little prop with me. And you know, collect a couple tears along the way. I'm nervous. I hope you're not nervous. We got this. It should be okay. So if you enjoyed this video, like it so I will know that you did, and I will know better what you are like into and what should I upload more onto my channel. Please subscribe for my channel for more updates and more plenty content, of course. Actually, next week is my sister's wedding, so wedding vlog is coming up right at you, so stay tuned for that as well. And comment something, let's chat in the comments, let's hang out, let's have a little bit of time. And this is it guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully I'll see you in my next one.